Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now. Alright, so PFL 2024 Championships on ESPN Plus. We got the welterweights. No, actually, no, sorry.
205.
Light heavyweights. Fighting for $1 million. Impa Kasanganay versus Dovlet
Yagshimuradov. Yagshimuradov.
Alright.
Very difficult.
Wolfhound.
Yeah.
I like his little name, Wolfhound. Light heavyweight. Impa, he's returning to the finals after winning it last year. Usually he's fighting at middleweight, but he's found his perfect weight class now at light heavyweight.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
I think he's been at 205 since he joined the PFL, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think he went down to 185 when he
For
fought Johnny Eplin.
Yeah.
So let's look at what he's done so far this year. In this season, he started off in April at PFL 2 and got the TKO finish in the first round against Alex Pelosi, and then came back and fought Jacob Nedo, finished him in the second round, doctor stoppage, and then won a decision over Josh Silveria in the playoffs in August. And now he's sitting pretty about to face what is it, Wolfhound?
Yeah, Yagshimuradov.
Yes,
Dovlet Yagshimuradov.
Wolfhound in the finals for $1 million. You know, what's interesting about Impa is that he's faced a lot of big dudes, man, and he's beaten them all. Like, he barely lost to Johnny Eplin, who's probably one of the best middleweights in the world. Barely
He's
lost.
definitely top 10 right now,
Yeah.
And he made it very close after being at 205 for the past 3 years, coming back down to 185 and giving him a real one for his money. I think it was a split decision, was it?
Yeah, split decision. Like Jacob Nedo, I don't know who. I never heard that name before.
Jacob Nedo is he's the guy that won the first year PFL Europe Championships.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Simeon Powell, who was like an undefeated 9-0 prospect, all finishes in the finals by KO, and he won $100,000 there in the PFL Europe Championship. But he hasn't been doing too well after. I think he lost to Yagshimuradov, and he lost to Impa in the PFL, and then one other guy as well. But he's a good big 205er from, if I'm not mistaken, Slovakia, I think. Decent striking on the feet, decent takedowns. But nothing too crazy, but a very good one on the record. So
Pelosi, the fight that he won, in his first fight of the season, he's a wrestler out of Extreme Couture.
Yeah.
Pretty good, you know what I mean? A lot of power, but Impa's showing that, man, he has more power at light heavyweight by
he just ran
through that guy. And Josh Silveria, he fought him in the finals last year.
Yeah.
And beat him by decision, and pretty much repeated that in the playoffs. Josh Silveria is the son of Conan Silveria. Conan Silveria is one of the head coaches at American Top Team.
Oh, is he?
Brazilian legend, yes. So, like, he grew up in fighting, right?
Yeah.
But, he just always comes really close to, getting to the finals or winning it, and it just never happens. Impa, man, he's been very impressive. 205 is his weight class. I don't think he should move anywhere else. And let's look at the guy that he's fighting, Wolfhound. This dude, 35 years old, not a young buck. Impa, how old is Impa? Impa is 30 years old.
Yeah.
So age is on his side, Impa's side, 35 years old. Let's look at what he did this season. He came in and, you're right, Jacob Nedo.
Yeah.
Beat him in the first overhand right knockout first round. Then he came back after that against Simon Bion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that dude fought in Bellator, right? Simon, he's a beast. Beat him by decision, then took on Rob Wilkinson, who won the PFL light heavyweight like the year before Impa did.
Yeah.
And beat him by decision now. So he's earned his way, man. Like, he's beaten some pretty good competition,
Wilkinson is a very good man to have as well, because he's only lost to Adesanya before Dovlet. He's lost to Adesanya and lost to some guy in the regionals, and then now Dovlet is the the only guy to beat him, and he's the one of the former champs of the PFL season. And during that fight, a lot of guys were picking Wilkinson to beat him, but he came out and proved everyone wrong, which was very interesting. So he's truly like earned his way, no shortcuts, be good competition coming up, and he's, in my opinion, I think he's like the first real 205er that Impa faces because he's a big boy. He's short at 5'11", but he's thick and like muscular, real big. But I don't think that plays too much into his favor within a fight with Impa because I wouldn't favor him to go to decision, for example. And we know Impa can go all 5 rounds if need be.
Yeah, Wolfhound got 13 knockout wins, 4 submission wins. You know what? And he's fought in ACA, ACB. You know what I mean? Like, he fought for Bellator. You know, like he hasn't had the easiest path because when you fight in ACA and ACB, those are hard fights. Even if you might not know who those guys are, it's just hard fights no matter what.
Just unknown Dagestani killers left and right.
He fought Magomed Ankalaev back in 2014. Dude, he's fought some really good competition, man, coming up. You know, Magomed, he fought Corey Anderson in 2021. You know, so he's fought some good guys. I think it's like for him, this fight is a really good fight for him. I feel like, you know, Impa's the favorite without a doubt.
Yeah. Right?
But I feel like this dude, he kind of had a harder path.
He definitely did, but I would still favor Impa because I think he's been through Dovlet decision, has been through, you know, a bunch of killers and whatnot, whatever. But you have to wonder as well how taxing that is on your body at 35, especially, you know. So, and then given the pressure that comes with fighting for the million and whatnot, and we've seen Impa fight for it and win it before, and he's had his fair crack at tough competition as well. Had a very close fight with Johnny Evelyn, beat Jacob Nedo, beat Josh Oliveira twice. You know, he's seen it all as well. And in my opinion, in Impa's performances, they've been more impressive than Dovlet's, because Dovlet is a bit of a, you know, stand and bang type of guy that likes to throw heavy overhands here and there, but nothing too crazy, like nothing Impa wouldn't be prepared for. And I would even favor Impa to implement his wrestling and could win the fight through that maybe, because due to his size and his style, Dovlet is most likely to gas out in the later rounds, and Impa could come on, take him down, control him, you know, tire him out even more, and maybe get a TKO in the later rounds. I reckon.
I think if Wolfhound goes in there and he tries to implement like a power striking style, like he probably does most of the time, and he moves forward, I think Impa tears him apart.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think unless he lands something like a big bomb, but I think Impa's much faster than, like you said, this dude is a big 205, right? Yeah. So Impa's got
the speed,
and he has the power as well.
By far.
I think if I could predict this one, I'm gonna side with Impa. I think Impa wins another $1 million.
Yeah.
I think he gets a knockout. I think he wins this fight by knockout. I think someone's getting knocked out.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm leaning towards Impa, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dovlet goes in there and knocks out Impa when they're just trading. Because I think they could get into those exchanges early on.
Yeah, and they could definitely get caught up in that one. You never know. One shot comes flying, you don't see, it's wraps.
Exactly, and I think that's what's gonna happen in this fight. It's gonna kick off early, and the fight will probably be over within the 3 rounds.
Yeah,
with someone knocked out.
Definitely. I
don't really see a submission win either way. I think they're both pretty good at defending submissions.
Yeah.
And you know, it's position over submission anyways, right?
Yeah, and if one guy was to take it to the ground, I would think it would be Impa, honestly. Dovlet could, you know, he comes from Turkmenistan and he trains out of Ukraine, it says, which is interesting. But you know, those are wrestling heavy countries. But he hasn't really shown that he prefers to, you know, do that. He just, you know, likes to stand and bang. So I would think Impa would, if anyone's going to take it down to the ground, it would be Impa, but no submissions, probably just a control, maybe a TKO on the ground later rounds. But yeah.